Fire Banter. We are here braving the elements. We got snow whipping into the set. We're doing everything we can to stay warm here. But we come to you in the rain, the sleet, the snow, the heat, anything that Chicago's got to give us. We're going to sit out here and we're going to have these episodes. So, we're doing our support our small businesses episode. We got some small business owners out here tonight braving the elements with us. We have Gabe Sierra. He was on one of our lost episodes. He's back out here tonight. This one won't be lost. I'll promise you that much. Mike Did I see I messed up? I should have went faster. Mike DeAndrea. Yeah, give it to me, man.
There you
Come
go.
on. Yeah, all these syllables and god damn it, Mike.
The apostrophe just fucks you up.
DeAndrea.
Yeah.
Mike DeAndrea.
Thank
Cut
you.
out all this stuff before that. Anyways, and then we got Brian Garcia. Nice and easy name to pronounce. All right. So, first off, I kind of want to talk to you guys about, your businesses and let you talk about them a little bit. So, Gabe, why don't you start off? I know you got two. So, why don't you start off with, Sierra Sierra Construction?
Sierra Renovations.
Sierra Renovation.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it started off as a family business. I wouldn't really say family business. Well, my dad started it off as like his part-time business, I would say.
Yeah.
And then he went full-time with it back maybe, I don't know, I want to say when I was like 8-10 years old. It was probably like 12-14 years ago.
Okay.
He went full-time with it. He decided to do it on his own, and I actually ended up graduating high school. I decided not to go to college for the same purpose that I wanted to continue on in business.
Yeah.
And so after a year, I ended up doing a couple of my own things, and I decided to go ahead and establish the business and take it into my own hands and continue it from there
That's awesome.
and try to grow it as much as I could.
So what services do you guys offer with Sierra Construction, Sierra Remodeling?
Sierra Renovations.
Renovations.
You can't do names today.
So we offer anything from interior to exterior renovations. Like as far as like we do anything from tile work, we do roofing, concrete work, almost anything. We specialize in a lot of new construction, new development as well. So we work at basically anything from small projects to like painting a room to full foundations, full buildings.
I'm kind of in the same industry. I feel like that's pretty unique actually to do everything.
Yeah.
Especially and take on small jobs. Because a lot of times companies like you guys do everything. A lot of times like painting a room or something like that. Like, nah, it's not.
Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, like, there's like we like to keep our customers happy, and we have a ton of referrals. Like, my dad has been operating this entire business for about like 20 years, I would say.
Wow. Okay.
Based off nothing but referrals, and so going on from that, we don't want to lose those customers anyways. We don't want to lose those clients. We want to go ahead and keep them happy. Like if somebody needs a small bathroom renovation, we'll go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And then if somebody wants like a 32-unit condo built, and we'll go ahead and try our best to go ahead and get
32-unit condo built? You guys could handle something that size too?
We're actually under contract for something like that right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
We don't handle anything. We're Great American Exteriors in Elmhurst, and we do more residential.
Okay.
And we could do some big jobs, but nothing like that.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have the crews to be able.
We're slowly working our way up there. We're trying to get ourselves up there, and as far as big projects goes like that. Yeah.
Where are you based out of?
Chicagoland area.
Okay, so it's
pretty much anything like as close to home, Chicago, I guess you can say. Yeah.
Okay. So would you go out to like DeKalb or something that far west, or try to keep it more centrally located, or what?
We've actually had clients that would buy a property out like in Indiana. It'd be 3 hours from here. We would drive out there like on a Monday. We would spend the night there, and then we come back on Tuesday night.
Hell yeah.
And then just to get the job done.
Okay.
So we would have our crews go do that and just figure it out with our own personal schedule as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. So and again, I mean, with all this stuff going on with COVID, I know that a lot of people didn't want to get interior stuff done, but if you guys are doing exteriors too, I know that helped us.
You'd be surprised. A lot of people, since COVID happened, a lot of people are staying home. Yeah. So a lot of people are getting bored. They're like, hey, I want to redo my bathroom. I want to redo my patio. I want to redo my deck. I want to do something. Like, it's been keeping us busy. We're actually very surprised with how many people are actually getting work done. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, good for you guys. And again, that's Sierra Renovations.
Yep.
Got it right that time. Yep. There you go. Got it. All right. So, and we'll keep coming back to you. We're going to have some more questions for everybody here. But, Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about yours? I know that this is something you've been doing for a little while now. And
So I kind of started it as a freshman in college.
Okay.
I was broke, and I wanted some extra money. So I was like, what can I do? I like cars. So I started, detailing cars. Well, cleaning cars at that time, basically. So I would go around and, really just post on Facebook mostly to get clients, marketplace and stuff like that. to kind of expand and get referrals, like stuff like Gabe was saying.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of focusing on it more so. It's been roughly 3 or 4 years that I've been doing this, and I'm actually now detailing cars, polishing cars, paint correction, ceramic coating, and all that. So I'm not just a car
expanded your horizons a little bit here.
Yeah,
on this whole thing. Okay, what is the name of the company? Do you have a?
Yeah, it's just DeAndrea Auto Detailing.
Okay, cool. And we can find you on Facebook and all that.
Facebook. Yep.
Okay,
cool. That's where all of it is right now.
So, how are you generating most of your customers? Just mainly Facebook and word of mouth, and
yeah. So a lot of it has just been Facebook Marketplace. Honestly, I've been advertising in groups and stuff, local around here, and I've gotten a couple, contacts from that. But mostly it's just Facebook Marketplace.
Awesome.
People are just browsing and they're bored and hey, it's a picture of a nice car. See what's up and see it's detailing. So
yeah, I feel like throwing a picture of a nice car on there is always a good strategy. To get people looking at your stuff.
Or if you do like a half and half of paint correction, like here's what's swirled before and perfect now, and people are interested in that.
Yeah, absolutely. The before and afters help in, I know your industry especially, because I'm kind of in the similar thing that anytime you can do a before and after is pretty ideal.
Yeah.
Show people, how much different it really is. And for something like yours, I know that Sammy was a customer of yours not too long ago here, a couple weeks ago, and she was just like super pumped about it. She was, it's not that old of a car. I think it's 2019 Jeep Cherokee.
Something like that, yeah.
And she was, there wasn't that many miles on when she bought it, but she was like, it looked nicer than when I bought it.
That's the goal. I mean,
yeah.
There's a difference between somebody cleaning your car and somebody detailing your car, and it's hard to explain that to someone. When they see my prices, they're like, that's high. Like, what's up with that?
I'm gonna vacuum out my car.
Yeah, like you're just wiping it down and vacuuming. What's the issue? And you have to go through and explain and give them the spiel and be like, this is what's actually going on. This is actually when you're getting your car detailed. Here's what's going on versus a wipe down and a vacuum.
Yes,
it's different, obviously.
Absolutely, and you got to be able to make that differentiation. Again, in any kind of industry, if you're doing something that's not the norm, you're doing a little bit more. You're going to have to get that out there that you are conditioning seats and even leather seats. You're able to bring those back to new and everything else. You said you do even exterior on paint and stuff too. I mean, I know all of us probably have a few scratches on our cars. We'd probably like to get off of there. So that's
one of the hardest things to sell a customer is like ceramic coating.
What is that?
So it's an SiO2 based coating, silicon dioxide, right? Go back to chemistry.
Actually, we do silicon dioxide on our windows.
Yeah, so it makes it hydrophobic, so water doesn't stick to it. So it's the same thing. So I mean, for anybody that doesn't know, silicon dioxide basically changes the contact patch, the angle of the contact for the water. So that's what it really does. That's how it's hydrophobic. It's instead of hitting it straight on, it's at an angle, so the water just glides right off.
Okay.
And it's hard to sell it to a customer because you can't just wash a car and put a coating on. You got to wash it. You got to decontaminate it. So living around here, there's from the rail yards, you get rust and all that from there.
Okay.
Just floating around in the air. So you got to decontaminate that. There's different contamination in your paint. That's when your paint feels rough, it's contaminated. So you got to, when you wash your skin, you scrub it, you're decontaminating it. Same kind of idea.
Yeah.
So you decontaminate it, and then you're not gonna ceramic coat a car that's swirled and scratched.
Yeah.
So you got to paint correct the car, and then once it's fully clean slate, brand new looking, then you can ceramic coat it, and then it's locked in for anywhere from 1 to 5 years, depending on the coating durability.
Okay. So you're telling me that me just waiting for it to rain really hard on my car is not good enough?
No.
No. Damn. I got that Delta Sonic package. I still don't stop through there as much as I probably should.
And actually, the touchless one.
Yeah.
So that's actually still bad for your paint.
Really?
Yeah. So not
bad.
because the brushes are touching it like a regular one, but because the soap that they're using is so harsh. Because it has to be. Because people still want the cleaning power of a regular car wash.
Yeah.
They're paying $3 for.
Yeah.
For this one, that's not going to touch your paint.
Gotcha.
But it's stripping everything off the paint.
Yeah.
So if you have any kind of wax or anything, man. If you have any kind of wax or anything, it's just gone from
that's
there.
basically like the same misconception. A lot of people would be like, "Oh, I don't have any car wash soap. I just take dish soap and wash my car." But a lot of people don't really know is that dish oil is designed to strip oils. It's just it's designed to strip everything down to the bare like finish or whatever.
Well, they always show you
So
them
literally,
coating a duck after an oil spill, and
pretty much. So if you go ahead and ceramic coat a car, you just spent $700 or $800, whatever it is, and then you go ahead and throw dish oil and just wipe all of it off, and you don't even realize it.
yeah,
Like,
it'd probably keep you guys happy though.
Yeah, it keeps me in business. Do whatever you want.
you got to be careful with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then Brian, we're gonna get another one of your. He's the founder of the company.
Founder of the company.
He's gonna be out here in a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna throw him in the hat here, keep him nice and warm. So Brian, we can at least introduce your company, and we're gonna get you back out in the second segment with the founder, and you guys both talk a little bit more. And like I said, I got some more questions for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as far as tell us a little bit what you do.
Yeah, so the company's M&L Productions.
M&L. Yeah.
M&L, yeah.
Cool.
We're a video production company.
All right.
We're based out of here, out of Elmhurst.
Cool.
And we do a lot of online content, any YouTube stuff, any Instagram, all that stuff that we just kind of, when anybody has an idea to do, we do it. A lot of our bread and butter comes from real estate, though, so we've been doing a lot of real estate shoots.
Okay.
So we go in there, talk to realtors, and be like, hey, we're going to film this house that we want to sell.
Yeah.
So we go in there about 60 minutes, film the best parts of the house,
Okay.
put a video together, and then they could put it onto Facebook, Instagram, and just other websites to kind of get more eyeballs on the property.
Is that like a walkthrough, basically a 3D walkthrough?
Pretty much.
then?
It's a lot more dynamic than the 3D walkthrough, and photographs just to that. I mean, you if you're buying a house, would you rather sit there clicking for 100 photos
and the wide angles
exactly
and look bigger and,
exactly or watch a minute and a half video highlighting the best parts of your house. We jokingly say it's a movie trailer for your home.
Yeah.
So it's
makes sense to me.
I personally I feel like watching a minute and a half video would work better than just clicking through a bunch of things. Yeah.
I think you're right about that. I don't think that there's any debate really that even this day and age right now, video is king, you know, especially stuff like that. It's like, I don't want these, panoramic views of this front room and make it look gigantic.
Yep.
I want to like feel the space. So if you're walking through with a camera, you're going to get a better feeling for how that really looks.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, nothing against pictures or 3D walkthroughs. I mean, because they work cohesively together as a package, but I feel like dynamically it's a lot better because you get a sense of a place rather than just clicking or just doing the 3D tour where you feel disoriented, like where am I, what room am I in.
So. Absolutely. I think there's a whole lot of benefit to something like that. And again, I've been in the market for a little while for a house and looking around and stuff, and I would be I'd be thrilled to see the houses I've been looking at, to see like a walkthrough like that. I think it would make it a lot easier. But how did you guys start the company? Why?
So Leland Tellefson, the founder, he's been doing that since high school. So 2010, give or take. And he just kept on doing it with his best friend. So M&L Production stands for Mike and Leland.
Okay.
Mike unfortunately passed away our senior year. And so he died of Hodgkin's lymphoma, I believe.
Really? Wow.
So he just kept the name as
That's awesome,
as an honorary thing.
Homage, an
homage to Mike. And me and Leland have been good friends since high school.
Okay.
You
go to York too? Or?
Yeah, we both went to York.
Cool.
And I went to Carbondale, was studying medicine, came back and was like, this medicine's not for me.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey man, I need help with this video that I'm doing. He's like, dude, I have zero experience or anything that has to do with video or artsy stuff. He's like, dude, don't worry about it. I'll show you what you need to do. And kind of fell in love with it. So, I mean, since 2012, me and Leland have been doing this, the video stuff.
Yeah. You've been painting a similar picture of how we started, because Mike had the most knowledge of doing something like Bonfire Banter here, and had, it was the only reason why we were able to make the quality look so good right out the gate. But it's pretty much the same thing. Me and Rob don't really have a ton of experience doing something like this. And the little, like all of you guys, I mean, you start to get into your own company, you get obsessed, and, it starts to become a lot more fun. That's one of the things I love about entrepreneurship, is that find something you're passionate in and make it your own business, work for yourself.
Absolutely.
But I think all you guys would agree, I watch a lot of Shark Tank, so I'm pretty much an expert.
Pretty much.
But you have to become obsessed with what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're driving the business, you're selling the goods, you're, fulfilling that service, especially like Mike, and I know you guys are out there in the field too with your businesses. You're not just like the face of it. You're obviously doing every aspect of it. Yeah. You got to be on top of it. You got to know every aspect of the business. You got to know your customer base. You got to know marketing. You got to learn these things on the fly.
Yeah.
But that's, some people don't want to just work for somebody else and make an hourly wage. and nothing against anyone that does want to do that, because it is a risk, starting any kind of small business. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of benefits and a lot of, especially some kind of pride that comes with owning your own, and making it work. It sounds like all you guys have started something that it's not brand new or anything like that, and you're obviously still around. So we're all doing something right here. And kind of to that point, though, is there's always pitfalls and there's always things that you come across that maybe you didn't know. And part of this episode, I wanted to kind of talk about that is, to anyone out there that's thinking about starting their own business, maybe scared, to see guys that have done it and gone through this process. Gabe, what's maybe something that you learned during the process of starting your own businesses that you could give some advice to somebody else that's interested?
Honestly, one of my biggest things I would have to say is, as far as business, is network is everything.
Yeah.
Like, networking is everything.
Yep.
Like
100%.
I don't know. It's just realistically, like you said, you have to learn everything on the fly. Everything's a new lesson. Like everything you're learning as you go. Every single day is a new day.
Yep.
You have to learn how to deal with customers. You have to learn deal with marketing. You have to deal with everything.
Yep.
You kind of have to be. It's very overwhelming. It's very hard, I would say. And what I like to tell people a lot is, it's very easy to start a business, but it's very hard to keep that business going.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know how to a lot of people don't realize that running a business isn't as simple as it thinks. Like as you think, you have to figure out your your P&Ls. You have to figure out what goes into it. You have to figure out
P&L. What does that stand for?
Well, your profit loss. So you have to
Yeah.
figure out how much you're going to invest into it in order for you to get a certain return. You have to figure out everything, and a lot of people don't think about that.
Yeah.
So you would definitely have to sit down and think of a plan or something, a strategy of how to get started on it.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's something that I would greatly advise a lot of people. Like, at least have some sort of plan going into it. Don't just out of nowhere go ahead and get started on it, because you will have a very hard time. I always tell people, like, people look at you and they're like, "Oh, you own a business. You must be successful."
Yeah.
Like, no. Like, if you're gonna start a business, don't expect the first 2 years to make money. Like, you're not gonna see any money.
They usually say first
like,
3.
Yeah, the first 2 years, you're not gonna see anything coming in. If you're lucky to keep yourself afloat. After that, that's when you learn how to run business. That's how you learn how to manage it.
Absolutely.
And that's how you learn as you go. Like you said, you kind of just have to get the ball. You have to start from somewhere. Everyone does.
Yeah, and I took a small business management class when I was in college, and one of the professors, I loved what he said, was basically, you could have this idea, you could have this dream, but before you have a plan, you have nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like building a piece of IKEA furniture or something like that, and just throwing the directions out the window as soon as you start doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, probably not going to turn out the way you wanted it. You probably have to go back, redo some stuff. Look, at some point, probably read the plan, and a lot of people, I feel like, a business plan is overwhelming.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know how to write a business plan. No one's ever taught me how to do that. Internet is a very powerful place. Go watch a video. Go look at other business plans.
Yeah.
Go online. Go look at a sample one. You could even type in the kind of company that you're about to run.
That's actually what I've done. Like,
Right?
I'll sit there for hours on Instagram or Facebook or like just on Google or anything. I'll sit there, look at different construction websites. I'll sit there looking at different automotive detail shops or anything, and I'll sit there and I'll be like, wow, well, if these successful shops have done this and this is what seems to be working for them, let me give it a try. And if it doesn't work, then I'll go back into my plans and tweak a couple things.
Yeah. It keeps you current too, because everything that we do here, it's constantly changing.
Oh, of course.
Technology changes. Everything is constantly changing, and if you wanted to stay in the same way and go, "Oh, this is what works for us. Let's just keep doing that," and you ignore some of the things that are coming out in your industry, you're gonna miss out on a lot of opportunity. Absolutely. And Mike, kind of speaking the same thing. What was something that you noticed kind of out the gate? You've been doing it for a little while now. It sounds like you're taking it a little more seriously now. What are some of the things, the pitfalls you run into, or maybe some advice you could give somebody that's starting out their own company?
Honestly, you really have to learn how to market.
Yeah.
That's literally the biggest
Gotta get
thing.
your name out
Like
there.
Gabe said, so networking. I'm just gonna kind of go off of his, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can go to school for marketing and do this and do that. Like, I've taken marketing classes and they just haven't taught me enough. Like, they'll teach you, hey, you need to do this, this, and this, whatever, and it's like you go in the real world and it's not enough. They teach you the basics, whatever. So when you go out in the real world, you got to actually figure out how to market. See, so what engagements do I get from this ad? What engagements do I get from that ad? What works better here? What works better here?
Some of it's just guess and check.
So that's really the
trial and error.
The biggest thing you have to do. You have to put yourself out there. You have to see what hey, like, hey, this might work, this might not, but here's a couple bucks towards this, and if it fails, I lost the money. It's whatever.
Absolutely.
But I mean, it's just how life is
It's an
going to be.
investment, though.
Yeah.
You know, and you're starting a new company. You're going to have to invest in yourself, you know, in your idea and your passion. And hopefully, if you're taking it seriously enough, then it will work out. But you got to take the drive first. You got to be all in.
Yeah. Recently, I sat down with my my realtor, actually, and I was sitting down and we were talking about, we just had like a business plan, like I like just throwing ideas around. And I sat down and at one point I looked at it and I was like, as an entrepreneur, realistically, all you're doing is you're pitching your company, like you're throwing a sales pitch. You're trying to convince people. All you're basically doing is selling someone your service.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all you're doing.
Yep.
And so you have to make sure you're knowledgeable on what you're talking about. You have to know.
That's the first thing.
Yeah. You have to know what you're doing, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. And then pretty much that's how you go off of that.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's all trial and error.
Yeah. And
But
things are
so
gonna-
the
things are gonna work,
way
some
he
things aren't
kind of
gonna
explains it kind of makes it scary for someone that wants to start a business. You don't have to know everything.
work. No, you're
Like
going
you
to
just
learn.
Yeah.
So you got to know the basics. Like if you're gonna be a car detailer, you got to know how to wash a car.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
Start somewhere.
If you're gonna learn how to wrap a car, you got to learn how to wrap a hood.
Yep. Yeah.
Like you got to start at the easiest stuff and go
work
from
your way
there.
up.
Yeah.
Build your kind of your services
yeah,
up.
like you
and
got to
what
build a
can
portfolio
provide.
for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, and I want to say, going off what you said about when you're selling the company, your company, I to an extent, I think it's like selling yourself, because the
Exactly,
company
it
is
is.
yourself.
Yep.
So it's telling, for me, example, it's to realtors, being like, hey, this is what we can provide for you.
Yep.
This is what we can do for you. And just like, this is me. We could do the best. I know I'm the best at
Yep.
what I do because I've done it. And let me tell you, let me show you, let me
Yep.
demonstrate. And
The confidence is a big thing too. Is if you're going in there and you're unsure about what you're talking about, not going to go well.
Yeah.
What I like to do, what I like to do the most is you have to build have to build a relationship.
Yep.
With whoever your customer is, your client is, and once
Yep.
you start getting their trust and whatnot, and they see your work, that's when you start building yourself up from it. But like you said, like you have to start somewhere. Everyone does.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, don't be scared out there. If you want to start your own company, just understand that it's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort. If you go into it and you're believing in yourself, you're betting on yourself.
Yep.
You know, and maybe the first one doesn't work. There's plenty of entrepreneurs that started out with a business that failed,
Yeah.
and then the next thing they did was the thing that blew up that made them all their money. I mean, anything you start out in life as an entrepreneur, it's just like anything else. You're not going to have all the answers. You're not going to do everything right.
The thing is with most people is that they're afraid. They're afraid to like risk everything that
Yes.
they have. But that's my thing. Like I told myself, since I willingly chose not to go to college just to pursue my dream of like owning a couple businesses.
Yeah.
And I told myself, I'm like, I want to have at least 5 businesses by the time I'm 25. I'm currently 22.
Yeah.
And I told myself, I'm like, I know that if I have 5, I know that all 5 aren't going to work, but I don't know at least one of them is going to hit.
Yep.
Right? Yep.
Like, and that's all I need.
Hedge your bets, baby. Diversify your bonds.
But you have to be willing to take that risk, and a lot
Yeah.
of people aren't. A lot of people
No,
see,
you're exactly
oh,
right.
but what about this? What about that? They don't want to go ahead and take that risk, and that's the first problem.
Yep, absolutely. We're getting dripped on here. It's getting a little.
Pants are soaked.
Yeah, I'm gonna say let's jump off here. Let's get a little break. We'll get a little warm. We'll jump back out here. We got a couple other people showing up here as we speak. So thank you guys for sitting down here. We're gonna get everybody back out here. What are you
Hey,
saying?
how are your feet doing out there?
Oh, dude, they're doing okay. I got them tucked freshly under this fire here. It's the warmest part of me right now, to be
Hey,
honest with you.
if he goes like this farther down, it's just mud.
yeah, no, I'm keeping them right on this little bar. It's really nice, actually.
So you're just squishing your toes in the mud.
No, I'm not. I'm keeping them on this little foot rest.
Hey,
I'm doing
it's
the
good
same
for your
thing on this
feet.
It's ideal. Yeah, exactly.
Come
Yeah,
on.
people pay for that shit, man.
You gotta buy free. It's
Bonfire
gold.
Banter will be seeing you back here in just a moment. Stay with us. And we're back. Bonfire Banter. It is not slowing up at all out here. It is coming down, giving us everything we wanted out of this snow. We got a couple new panelists out here. And Colin Murdian and Leland. And what's your last name? Leland?
Tellefson, yeah.
Okay, cool, Leland. Thank you guys for coming out here and, again, braving the elements with us. One thing, we might need to get Gabe back out here because I didn't get him to sign the axe. Well, he signed on the first time. It was a lost episode, but maybe we'll get him back out here to sign the axe. We're going to get you guys to sign the axe while we got you out here.
Love to.
He can just come out.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Yeah, when he's eating a burger. We'll have him slide in here and sign this baby. So I was asking these other guys on the last panel, and I'll start with you, Colin, is, first off, tell us about your company. Where is it at? What do you guys do?
I own a personal training studio in Lombard.
Okay.
So we do primarily one-on-one partner training. We did some small group stuff, before COVID happened. Obviously that, got cut down. So as of, since March, it's been just the one-on-one, 2-on-1, and then, we started doing Zoom stuff.
Okay.
So we're doing Zoom, training sessions as well, workouts, which has been nice. I've gotten a few, people, there's a little business just from that. So.
Yeah. I can imagine. Were you guys doing any of those? I kept seeing Facebook videos and stuff about doing stuff in the parking lots and, trying to space out. Did you guys have to resort to any of that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Our insurance doesn't cover any outside stuff, so didn't want to.
But then people swole, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like that's, is that the goal? Is, what's a lot of people's sort of idea for when they come to you, sort of?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Well, we usually got one of, there's two different types of people that come.
Yeah.
You got the super motivated. I'm ready to do me. I've been doing everybody else for the longest time. It's ready. It's my time now.
Yeah.
I want to work. This is for me. And then you got the. My wife or my doctor told me I got to come here.
Yeah. Those guys don't work out as hard.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Some people and the motivated people, they have a clear thing that they want. I want to be able to. Run a 5K. I want to be able to do 20 push-ups. I want to lose weight. I want whatever. Yeah. And then, the unmotivated is just kind of like, whatever. I just want to sweat a little bit.
Just got to tell my doctor I'm coming here.
Don't hurt me too much. Don't hurt me too much.
Yeah.
The Marshawn Lynch, we all know why I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what's going on. So, you general personal training. For anyone who just wants to learn how to use the gym and do some stuff on their own, kind of understand how muscle building and weight loss works, food. Some people want a place to come to just turn their mind off and get a good workout in.
Yep.
And like I said, some people just they gotta come.
Yeah. As far as where you're located again, give us what's the location again?
So we're right off of Main Street in downtown Lombard.
Okay, yeah.
So if anyone's
I've been to the location. So
if anyone's familiar with the area, there's that old school Dairy Queen.
Okay,
really close to there, right by the train tracks.
Yep.
Right up against the Prairie Pass. So really great location. Yeah.
Anyone looking to get swole, call the Rough House in Collin.
Yeah,
they'll take care of you. And we'll get back to you. I got a couple other questions for you, but as far as M&L Productions,
Yep.
Leland, tell us how it started for you. And he gave us a little background knowledge on your original partner, but
So it started way back in high school.
Yeah.
Just had an opportunity to start looking at video, and so back in 2010 and 8 and 11 situation, just like all of that time seeing what YouTube was doing, seeing what content creators were able to do, and I just got hooked really fast, and I pursued it through college. Went to Columbia College downtown. For internet and mobile TV, which is an insane thing even now to think about. And so from there, just knowing that there's the price to making content is so much lower. It doesn't have to be a movie production. It doesn't have to be anything. It could be a couple of guys in the backyard with a tent and a couple of cameras. And I think that was really liberating for a lot of content creators, and so we love to give that opportunity for people that might not have the lights, the cameras that you see right here, and to give it to businesses that are struggling for content. I mean, everyone wants to show off their business, and we want to help them, and that's our main goal, is to just be able to provide content for people that are already passionate about what they do. And that's exactly what we try to do.
You're helping them highlight what they got and taking their best qualities and showing the world, kind of thing.
Absolutely. Right? No, it gives them some agency, and it gives us a lot of joy to be able to give people that are already passionate about something. It's really easy to go in and be able to show those things off.
Yeah, showcase it. Yeah, that's great. I think it's a fantastic business model because, again, you're a small business helping other small businesses.
Absolutely.
We were talking on the last segment just about networking and stuff like that, and what better industry when, again, you're just helping them highlight what they're already passionate about.
Exactly. If we can help, then they'll help us, sort of situation. And I think being able to open up the possibilities for other people to do whatever they want, because everyone's creativity is boundless when you don't have any restrictions. So that's pretty fun.
And Brian, I kind of like this too because we have a great team here in Bonfire Banter, and we've been working together really well. And what drew you to Leland, and why this partnership really started, and why has it worked? And it's going on for a little while now, and a lot of people get started up and stuff, and personalities don't work out or whatever, stuff falls off.
This is as close as we've sat for the past 3 months. But like,
no, for me it was very much like I said in the previous one, is that I came in here with helping Leland knowing nothing.
Yeah.
And it's just like we got there, and I was just like, this is a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah.
Like I could do this, and I don't need to
be
know
creative
anything.
and
then growing up, I was raised with medical professionals.
Yeah.
So the STEM program and sports were my thing.
Yeah.
Never touched the arts.
Yeah.
And it wasn't up until college where I was introduced to video work that I was just like, oh, I'm able to do this. This is an actual career that people can actually do, and it was just like, this is completely different from what I've known all my life. And I was like, I got hooked. I got hooked by the creativity of like, hey, if I want to film this idea that I have, I'm able to do it.
Yeah.
If I want to help somebody else promote their thing, I'm able to do it.
Yeah.
And so with working with Lee, me and Lee have been good friends since high school.
Yeah.
So like working
it
together,
always helps to start, is if you're good friends going in.
It's a lot easier to tell someone like, hey, you're not telling someone something, you're asking, like, it's not like you're just demanding or anything else like that. It was really easy to be able to be like, hey, let's try this, and there was never any pushback from either of us. We always felt like we were already
together.
Some great rapport, so like it was just easy to do. And Brian's been doing an amazing job the past couple years, and slowly we've just been giving him the skills that allow him to do a lot of the same things that I do. So if we need to do 2 separate shoots at the same time, it's just that much easier to do. So it takes time, but it's a lot of dedication. And once you realize the things that you make, it's just sort of snowballs, literally from there.
Pun intended.
All the puns.
So one of the things I was asking the last panel, and I'd like to know your answer on this, Colin, is like any other business, when you start out, there's pitfalls, there's things you learn. Maybe to someone else out there looking to start a fitness or a business or a gym or something like that, maybe a little advice, or really for any company starting out, what are the things you've kind of learned, or the lesson you've learned moving forward so far?
I would say definitely be patient. There's going to be so many, peaks and valleys, especially at the beginning. And there were so many times at the beginning where it was like all was lost. Oh my God, this one bad little thing happened. What am I doing? I need to go back to doing what I was doing before. And what was I thinking? I'm in
the doubts start to creep in,
and then 5 days later, it's completely okay. And oh my God, what was I thinking? Why did I get so upset? I knew it was going to be okay. Everything always works out. So just being super patient, being able to get back up, and not one little thing bad happening. Like, it's going to happen.
It's not the end.
Human being on the planet has started a business where it went perfectly fine the whole time.
We can only wish.
And the thing is, you
you'll
don't
be wishing for a long time if that's what your wish is.
And the thing is, you don't want that to be. You learn the most from
your
failures, and you learn the most from making mistakes. And so I would just say, like, number one thing, just being patient, and number two, definitely be smart with money. Like, I know, like, one big thing for me was, when I did start making a little bit money, it was like new to me, and I was like, oh, I have money now, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and like, I'm gonna buy this thing that I don't need, and then you have a kind of a not great month, and you're like, why the hell did I buy that
I didn't need that.
So just be smart, save. I mean, if COVID can teach anybody in the business world anything, especially the small business world, save money. Because you don't know if there's going to be a month or two, or what are we on, 11 now, of not you being shut down, or being at decreased capacity, or whatever your business is, and having a little bit of a safety net is huge. And of course, it's hard to generate that when you're first starting out, but after you've had a few years under your belt, like, try to get to a point where you're putting a little bit away, just in case COVID-20 rolls around.
COVID-20. One of those things too, that I kind of like toward what you were saying was, You got to plan for the unexpected. And the other thing about that is, and what I think that COVID's kind of showed a lot of businesses, you got to be flexible.
Yeah.
You got to be able to pivot on the fly.
Yep.
And if, for us as a company, Great American Exteriors, we go into people's houses and sit down with them and talk about this stuff. So when this all started happening, we all knew, like, you're not going to get into every house anymore. How are you going to make the job work now? How are we going to make this work? Yeah. So when stuff like this happens, it doesn't even just need to be COVID. It can be a change in the industry or anything else.
Right.
You got to be willing to change on a fly and make it work.
Yep.
Because nothing's ever staying the same. That's the only guarantee in life, is that everything's changing, right?
Yeah.
So kind of the same thing, and I think I asked Brian a little bit about this, but Leben and both of you, what are some of the downfalls you guys have seen? And maybe some advice.
Sure. So in that same vein of the money situation, asking for half up front is about the most cynical way to say, like, hey, be careful of your money, but like what you're doing is worth something.
Yes,
and
your
I think
time is not free,
right? And I think just that alone, to be a little kidding, but also like to understand that when you're starting off, whether it's a service or a product, the first couple like customer sales are not going to be great.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because those are what you learn from, and you have to do them.
Yeah.
So the repetition of doing the job that you're trying to do will just make you better, and realizing that it's not going to be the first time out. You're not going to make everything exactly perfect. It's not always going to go well. You're not always going to get paid. You're not always like things are going to fall through, and in the exact same way, pivoting within your business is great, because you learn very quickly. And I think just being ready for that makes it a lot easier, that it's not a peak and valley of emotion, not only with money, with emotion being like, oh, this is terrible. I can't believe this has happened to me. Yeah. And then you turn to someone else that has also done a small business and realize this has happened literally to everybody.
Yes.
I'm not special. I'm not anything else. This is just what's going on.
This is part of the life of being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And things happen.
Absolutely.
So be ready for it. And like you were saying too, it's like the sky's not falling. I try to remind myself when stuff starts going bad or something goes wrong, it's like, will I really remember this day in a year or 2 years or 3 years? Is it going to be something that was like, oh my God, I remember February 2nd was just the worst day ever in our company, and it was almost what tanked us? Most of the time, when you answer that question, it's going to be no. I'm not going to remember this day, because it's going to be a bad day. You're going to have good days. They're going to outweigh the bad, and you're going to move forward.
And in that same way, I'd also say exceeding expectations. A lot of times we'll just do that much more to stop people from taking advantage of you, doing all these things. If you're just that much of a better person and a better service or product, you keep a lot of those people away that are trying to scalp you or just trying to just scam you out. It's like it's just that much easier to be that much more providing of your service.
One thing I do know about, I don't own my own business, but I work for a small business, is that if someone's haggling with you on the price real hard, first off, at some point you can't go below a certain price, because you're not going to make any money. It's not profitable. It's not worth your time.
Right.
The other thing to that is that, guess what ends up happening is that now they think that that's the going price, and now they're telling their friends that they got it for that price.
Yeah.
You're setting a precedent.
Yeah.
That this
You're cutting yourself off at the knees, and that's terrible.
because you have nowhere to go then.
It's hard to do when you're first starting out, because it's like, I want the sale, I want the business, but you need to stay strong, and you need to just, for every, a-hole out there that's trying to pull one over on you, you got 10 other legit people that want to support your business and want your service and appreciate your service.
And by over-delivering with those people that are actually willing to do those things, then the customer realizes, oh, this is why you go to this person. It's because it's a small business. You know these people's names. It's a personality. And that's half of what we show off in a lot of our videos, is the fact that it's not just a big corporate overlord doing
you're not
whatever.
Get lost in the mix
you're
of
talking to John Smith, who runs it and makes everything by hand, pours every beer, does everything. That's what sells things, and that's exactly what you need to show off.
You're not just a number to the company. You're an actual person who we're trying to do business and make happy.
Like, what, you know, one of the things I always tell people too is like, okay, when you get Comcast service and you go to call Comcast and it's not going right, who do you talk to first?
At least the bot.
The bot. And they go, I could answer your thing. Talk to me in full sentences. And you try to, it's like, it doesn't fucking understand what you're saying. You go to a small business and you call in for a little bit of help or some questions. Guess who's answering the phone?
Nancy.
Leland. Or Colin. Leland. Brian. These
And by the time
real
it's over,
people.
the call's over, you're invited to Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly
you
right.
do that kind of job. I'd feel totally fine coming to your Thanksgiving. I think that's a great point.
We always say too is under promise and over deliver.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? When you go in, don't start promising a bunch of stuff that you don't know that you could fulfill.
Right.
You know, you don't want to go into some guy and be like, I can make you lose 20 pounds in a week. Or I know you would never do that because it's not healthy weight loss, really. But just to that point is like you don't want to make unrealistic expectations for someone, and then maybe they weren't even expecting all that, and then when you can't deliver it, now they're gonna be mad.
Absolutely.
But if you kept their expectations down in the beginning and then you over-delivered, now they're so happy.
Thrilled.
Give them
Exactly.
different expectations.
Yeah.
If you're coming here and you're wanting the world, you just have to explain to them, well, I can't give you the world, but I can give you this, and it's way better than what you had before.
And it's attainable.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that.
attainable.
Yeah.
And no
They
one
give you a tiny island.
Yeah, yeah. You're only going to be disappointed when you can't achieve what you're hell bent on achieving. But you know, if you, like I said, present to them something that's more
Reasonable
and realistic, then and then they appreciate that because I feel like when you do go, whether you're buying a car or whatever, and somebody says they can get you the best deal, they can get you, but you know they're
It's a bullshit behind
you know you know that they're just kind of talking out of their ass. If somebody comes to you and says I want this, I want that, and you're real with them and you're truthful and honest with them and like, listen, I understand, but this is, trust me when I say this is how it goes, and you just explain to them almost that you can't give them exactly what they want. A lot of times they appreciate that and they go, well, this guy's trustworthy, this guy's honest. You know, I don't think I'm going to get this kind of honesty everywhere, and maybe I found my place that I want to do business at.
And sometimes customers are tricky. Sometimes they'll go in there and they'll be asking you questions that they're hoping, they're baiting you in to see if you're going to answer it the same way that the last guy did.
Yeah.
And that bullshit answer might be what the last company gave them, and they're literally going to test you. Going, I'm going to say, oh, Colin, can you make me lose 20 pounds in a week? And you go, yeah, sure. And they're going to go, yeah, see, I don't believe you now. It's what the last guy said. You're bullshit. They might have been literally just testing you to see, is this guy legit, or is he going to give me feed me a line like everybody else?
Right.
You know, and a lot of people just will appreciate the honesty. You know, they don't want to be fed a line. They don't want to be sold a used car, you know. So I think these are all great pieces of information. I really appreciate you guys coming out and talking about this stuff.
Happy to be here.
So one more time, the Rough House over in Lombard.
14 West Willow Street, downtown Lombard, right off the Prairie Path, right off of Main Street.
Yeah. And if you want one-on-one, especially, call Colin. I mean, that's what that's bread and butter right now.
We have,
right?
and anyone who gets training gets open gym privileges too. You can come and use the gym. We got 3,600 square feet.
Sweet.
Any equipment that you could.
You guys got some cool stuff in there too.
Yeah, we have some really top of the line equipment there. So there's plenty of room for you to come in and work out on your own. And we got an elliptical, a treadmill, and.
What's the best way to reach you then? Is it online? Just call you on the phone?
Yeah,
or?
so you can send us a message through our website, roughhousefit.com. Email address info@roughhousefit.com, 2 H's. And then our phone number is 630-306-7187. And anyone who reaches out and mentions that they heard about us on the show gets a free consultation plus their first free session. First session
Pick
free.
things
Thank
up
you
and
so
put
much.
them down.
Yeah. Absolutely, that's excellent. That's just another reason to go check out the Rough House in Lombard there, and then plug yourself again real quick.
Absolutely. No, so M&L Productions, we are based in Elmhurst, but we do service the entire Chicagoland area. Whether you're a small business, large business, medium business, just one person making something, we'd love to help you out. We do both video and photo content for Instagram, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anything that has a platform, we can help provide you with those types of pieces of content. We're happy to help out. We have a website as mnlproductions.com. There's a contact page there. We also have a phone number, 630-414-6494, and feel free to reach out with any of your needs and ideas. We're happy to help out.
Yeah. Creative platform, helping other creative people and people that are passionate about their business. So thank you guys. I don't know if we're going to be doing another segment. It's getting treacherous out here. Oh, X. Let's get the X sign. Thank you, Rob. This is why we got these guys around here, keeping me on my toes here.
I don't know what we want to do about Jordan, though, with the cooking.
Yeah, where is he at with this whole process? I don't know if...
I think it's going to take a little bit more time.
It's going to take a little more time. Let's get him out here as he's... see if you can get him over at least talking about this.
Let's get him over and talk about it, and then we'll do a live of...
Yeah, we can do a little live segment of what he's doing over there. But to anyone else too, this is not going to be the only small business episode. We had a couple other businesses coming out tonight, and two of them just so happen to be snow removal companies.
Convenient.
They're doing okay tonight. I don't think they're super mad about missing this, but we will give them a shout out. That's MRK Services. That's my buddy Mike Kearney. Check them out on Facebook and give them a call. Also, JPL Property Services, who is one of our sponsors already, who had dropped off that face cord for us. So give a little signature on there. And then Jordan, how are those going over there? Why don't you jump in on my mic here and tell us a little bit what's going on with this? And plug the guy that's giving us some of the meats too here. So tell us what's going on.
Cooking burgers. They're Kobe beef burgers.
Kobe beef burgers.
Kobe beef.
Okay, so who gave this stuff to you? How did we get this hookup?
Yeah, I'll plug International Meat Company.
Yeah.
International Meat Company, Nico.
Nico. Okay, so check them out, and I believe they're in Villa Park, or
No, they're in Chicago.
Oh, they're in Chicago.
Yeah, they're in Chicago. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, so yeah, they're out in the city. They're a pretty big outfit. I actually checked out their website.
They're huge.
They're real.
No, they're international. Literally, they ship all over the country and then overseas. I think they ship too. I think Nico was telling me when I went and picked up the meat from him, because he brought it from Chicago for me.
Okay, nice.
And when I went and picked up the meat from him, he was telling me that they're opening up like a whole new because he does most of like the shipping of the meats, so they're opening up like a whole new office just for shipping overseas and to different parts of the country. So it's getting that big that they're expanding.
Nice.
So they're pretty good, man. They got a lot of beef.
A lot of beef. If you like the meats.
If you like the meats, that's all they do.
And then what are you putting on these things for us?
So Kobe beef, I don't really put anything on. So I don't really season it because it kind of takes away from the flavor. Yeah. So I'm just cooking them flat. And then I am doing some garlic aioli and brioche buns. I got some pretzel buns and just lettuce and tomato.
Ooh. These guys didn't know they were getting fed tonight out of this whole thing. But what do you say?
What makes it Kobe?
What do you know about what makes it Kobe?
It's what they get fed. It's what they get fed.
Yeah, I think the cows.
They
What the
massage
cows
too?
get fed. That's all it is.
Massage.
And I think Kobe comes only from certain parts of the world.
I want to say it's Japan. I think it's Japan beef. Yeah.
Cow's got 81 udders.
It's a mutant cow. It actually comes from outer space.
That's why it's so tasty. So
Yeah.
thank you for coming back out here. Chef Jordan's back here cooking in the cold. And then let's get Gabe back out here. He's going to sign the X. Gabe, why don't you come right over here where Jordan's standing?
Before he's too many crowns deep.
Yeah. We'll get him out here and plug his companies one more time. I know he's got two of them. I know Sierra Renovations is one of them, and they can do anything interior or exterior on your house. Small jobs, big jobs, whatever you guys are looking for. And then as you're kind of doing, see if you can multitask here. What was that other company that you're doing? And give us a little idea of what happens with, what are they called again?
So it's called Ghost Industries, and we basically specialize in automotive customization.
Yeah.
So we do anything from tints to vinyl wraps to fully custom suspensions. We do like coilover installs, like bag installs. Right now we actually just got in contact with a company, so we're offering all sorts of wheels, truck lifts, anything pretty much.
Okay, cool.
So pretty much anything that you can think of that you like to do to your car, we can pretty much do all of it.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So check them out. Check out Gabe online, Gabe Sierra, and one more time that's Sierra Renovations. And what was it? Other company?
Ghost Industries.
Ghost Industries. Check them out. All right. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We'll be giving you guys a little shout out at the end of this. I think we filmed a nice little new, sponsored clip, so we're going to be popping that in here tonight, keeping me out of the cold and getting soaked. We're going to be trying what Chef Jordan's got on for us tonight. We might go a little live and show a little taste testing of all that. We're going to get us out of the cold and the rain and whatever the hell's dropping on us right now. I'm soaking wet.
Same here.
Thank you guys so much. What do we got?
One more thing, real quick. What are we doing next week?
Next week, we have a Goodfellas episode coming out. We're going to be talking about any Scorsese films. We got a couple guys out that are hilarious impersonators as well of this movie. Know the lines and announce. We're going to be talking a little bit of film, Scorsese movies specifically, and I think we're going to be shooting out a lot of lines on the Goodfellas. I think is the main part of this episode.
Yeah, we're finally getting 100% Co back out too.
Yeah, 100%
He's gonna be on
Co's
that
coming
one.
out. We got
and
Timmy
our
Red,
lovely Jessica will be on that one as well.
Small Shoe Brown. So baby shoe, there it is. Small
Little
shoe,
baby
baby shoes. It's all they're all tiny little shoes.
No shoes.
No shoes.
That's Justin.
Bonfire banter, keeping it real. We're out here in the snow. We'll be seeing you real soon. Keep stoking those fires. Bonfire banter signing out. Bonfire banter. We want to give a special shout out to all of our sponsors. Since day one, York Furrier has been helping us out, supporting us on social media, gave us some fantastic hats. What could be better than that? Keep me warm all winter long around this fire. Since 1931, they've been a locally owned and operated purveyor of exceptional furs, fine outerwear, and unique accessories. Check them out in downtown Elmhurst on York Road. The finest fur establishment, furry, that you're going to find anywhere in Chicagoland area. That's where the stars are going when they're filming in Chicago. They're going to York Furrier. So check them out. Thanks again for all your support. Moore Brewing Company. Big thank you to them. They've been letting us try some of their amazing craft beers. They're out in Huntley is their main establishment with most of their brewing equipment on Auto Mall Drive. You can also check them out in Villa Park on Villa. My new favorite beer is actually by them, Partially Cloudy. So thank you so much for turning me on to this one, and thanks for your support, Moore Brewing Company. If you're looking for unique craft beers and artfully crafted food, go check them out. Again, supporting local business is what this is all about right now. JPL Property Services, keeping us warm around the fire with that full face cord. Thank you so much to Jim for dropping that off. If you're looking for anything from landscaping to snow removal, look no further. Jim will get you taken care of. JPL Property Services. Check them out on Facebook. And lastly, Jay and Jill Create. That's our art director, Jay. Jay and Jill Create. Pretty much print you anything you want. T-shirts, mugs, ornaments, gifts, whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for something creative, give them a call. Jay and Jill Create. Check them out on Facebook as well. As always, thank you to all of our sponsors. And here's to us, hoping we can get a few more. Bonfire banter. We'll see you soon.